surprise people, I think, that they're now, able to see this guy play, this Spanish player that was the star player for G-Bots.
If I'm not mistaken, Dan,
imported.
At the recent LAN in London, I think Mixwell had a 1.6 rating despite them not doing very well as a team, which is cool, but not good enough. So, Luminosity moving into the B-bomb site quickly. It seems it's going to be... We've got a CT&T spawn, Dan. I think his rotation is going to be somewhat delayed.
Maybe he needed to use the bathroom.
Maybe the Portapui was in order, Dan. Glastonbury hype. Anyway, OpTic coming in. Fur has the off angle. There are no Molotovs for the CT to clear it out. Fur coming in with the Glock. Sit down, OpTic. Take a back seat. This round is ours.
Take a seat. The Counter-Strike lessons have begun. And that's an apt way to put things if you consider the fact that essentially Fallen runs Counter-Strike school. That's what he does. He runs a Counter-Strike school in Brazil. It's called Games Academy, although I don't know. I guess Games Academy is still running. It's just there is no team called Games Academy anymore, I guess. As they used to be, well, they were Tempo Storm now. So anyway, we have just the full save from OpTic, so they're not going to decide to force. And I think that's fairly wise against Luminosity. As you can see, this drill into the B1 site is rather powerful, and they will pick up all the kills in basically the space of two seconds upon entry. Upon entry, everyone is dead. Everyone is dead.
Everyone is dead, Dan.
Everyone
Apart
is
from
dead.
Daps, who is known as Raps, maybe... I have a funny story for you.
Right.
Maybe the D on his keyboard is broken, Dan, so he's gone for the R instead.
Do you know what you can do? Is you can just go into any website. Well, if you go into Google and type something, I'm sure something will come up with a D in it. You can copy paste it, James. Copy paste that D.
Or use the character map, Dan. Start, run, and type char map. Away you go.
Or you could do that.
So there's a fighting games player, right, from the UK, and he's called Problem X.
I know.
But he had a BlackBerry phone, and the Q wasn't working.
Yeah.
So instead of writing, he was asking me about a qualifier that I was running for a tournament, right? But he was writing it KWA, qualifier with KW instead of a Q because he didn't have it. So I called him Problem Q instead of Problem X.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Back into the match. 2-0, OpTic on the eco here.
Enjoyed his Steph play. BTW.
Yes, he is beasting in Street Fighter 5 as well.
Which character does he play quickly?
Bison.
Oh, okay.
He's won every ranking battle so far.
Really?
Every weekly one, yeah. Every single one.
Nice.
So far, so good, but it is early days in that game. But back to Counter-Strikers. OpTic on the eco, and they're surely going to get wrecked. So while they get wrecked, Dan, we were slightly delayed because an update just came out. So FM Pwn or FMP1, whichever one it is, he put some updates into cache recently. He made the map look a little bit nicer, but it required a second update because there were some bugs and so on. And he finally patched that. I asked him to patch there was a problem where you could Molotov physically into vents from the roof,
well,
which is fixed as well. Yeah, exactly. It is. That's what I meant to say. Sorry, but it's all been fixed. It's a good thing it wasn't fixed, although I guess we could roll back the match if it were fixed today because it is a bit short notice. Since loads of reference points to throw notes have changed. Anyway, back into Cobblestone. Both teams on a bye. Luminosity. That Molotov, I can only assume, is for the tree position. Can't really see where it's going, but Daps is playing close. First being taken down by Rush. So far, so good for the CT side. Man advantage now as Taco gets taken down. T's not in the site just yet. Just bodies strewn all over the place. 3 versus 3. Now Rush has fallen. So Fallen.
Yeah, these aim battles here are going a little bit chaotically now that the site has not been directly taken. So Luminosity not getting those money positions, but ooh, the first kill in the smoke of this 2 versus 2 situation. Now 2 versus 1 Mixwell. Can he clutch well, James? We have him in with the AWP in hand. He's gonna miss the flick. Gets a second go of it though, but not really gonna work out as the teammate is there to take him down. And the AWP will be picked up by none other than Mr. Fallen himself, the father of Brazilian Counter-Strike, Mr. Fallen.
I tried to ring the bell, Dan, in acknowledgement of your can he mix well, can he
clutch well.
But I tried to hit the bell, Dan. I missed completely.
So you just hit the...
I didn't hit. I just hit air. I just missed.
You didn't even hit the desk.
I didn't even hit the table, Dan.
My
I hit nothing at all. OpTic back on the eco here. Not a good start for them on their CT side. When you lose the pistol on CC Cobble, it generally ends in disaster. I would like to see the stats actually compared to other maps of how often the map is won when a CT pistol is lost in the first half.
Yeah. It'd be cool to see like a sample size of like 100 matches of Cobble maps at all from like one region instead of globally. I'm just sure it's different region to region as the meta is different in different regions, but looks like this is actually not going too smoothly for the Luminosity side. They are losing quite a few players, and now it is Stanislaw with the Mag 10. I'm sure he's going to have an amazing clutch situation today, so that Mag 10 definitely incredibly favorable. And by that, I mean it's not favorable in the slightest against the AKs. So 5-0 Luminosity. This is fast, James. This is super fast. Feels like we've been playing for like 2 minutes and already 5 rounds have gone by.
Yeah, these ecos just have been moved past quickly. And from eco to double op, the CT side will go. Nafly picking up the second one. Again, pretty much a standard setup here from the CTs. We've got early smokes in from both sides towards B. So, smoke onto the fountain position. Interesting. Is this a wall of smoke or... I do wonder. There are smokes all over the place. Luminosity have deployed a number of grenades and they're going to go in to drop and split the A bomb site down.
That is sexy stuff. And, you know, they pulled a lot of players from the CTs into that B bomb site, and now they've kind of gone in the middle and cut them off, and they've left the lurk in cold in the drop zone to deal with the B players, of which there are 2. And Taco will swiftly deal death. There will be a deliverance for Mixwell. Deliverance delivered to the bench, courtesy of Taco. And now Naf and Daps need to try to save what they have. But this explosiveness from Luminosity is really cool to see. And even cooler to see, you know, one of the reasons why we have this 5-0 so quickly is because Luminosity are keeping the pace high. Obviously, they get to set the pace, essentially. And they're keeping the pace high. And they're hitting the B-bomb site again and again and again. Then they finally decide to go for the fake. And then they drive it into an A split. And what's so cool, actually, about that fake, if you think about it, is the fact that because there's so much drop presence, it can still be a B play because you know, the CTs are fearing drop. In reality, they're sending 2 players back and then splitting A. That's actually super cool.
OpTic tactical pause coming in. Unsurprising. I mean, what can you even do in this situation? That's, I mean, we see fakes over towards the B bomb site from NIP, but they are slow fakes. They are, you know, carefully done, carefully executed. Luminosity just barging in there. And I think Luminosity just seem to be playing at their peak today, from what we can see, because they were all over Mirage versus Liquid, changing up their CT setups all the time. And they just keep, like, there's no way OpTic can really, I mean, how can they have expectations in this coming round? Every approach from Luminosity has been slightly different. That was a great, super fast fake coming in there towards the A bomb site. Before they can even read if people are pushing the site or not, they've got 3 guys going into drop. What can you do against that? Yeah,
that A split strat is very cool, especially, you know, again, conditioning OpTic a little bit to fear the B plays. And honestly, you know, OpTic did have a couple close rounds in some of these defenses.
Rush is concerned. I wonder how long the battery lasts in his walkie-talkie.
Why is that?
Just curiosity, Dan. You know, batteries. Think about it, right? We're nerds, Dan, right?
Did someone knife him in the face? Look at the grill there, like.
Dan, think about this.
He's got a massive like scar on his. Dan,
focus,
knifed him in the face.
Think about this, right? Where?
There. Look, the huge white line. Oh, is that?
It's a microphone.
It's a microphone. There's like a.
You thought that was a scar on top of his balaclava?
No, I thought that there's like a scratch.
On top of his balaclava?
Yeah, because it was basically just whites. Look, it's just whites.
Anyway, it's because on Cobblestone, in the freeze time, it's black and white and the colour fades in.
I know, yeah. Now
it's like you start the map, life has been sucked out of your eyes and stuff, and then slowly fades back in as you potentially run to your death. Where was I going with this before you distracted me with your scars, which are in fact microphones? Where was I going with this?
Don't know.
Oh, so right, you asked me about why I'm interested in walkie-talkie, right? Well, think about it. Batteries, you grew up with batteries, as did I, Dan. Once I was given a tank, I was given a remote control tank that only went forward and left. It was terrible. So was the battery life, Dan. The point is, these things make me curious about battery life, because they're supposed to get better over time. I'm curious, Dan, that's all. Moving on. OpTic have bought Kevlar. We've got the Mag 7, but no Kevlar onto Rush. I do wonder what the... Oh, my brain's not working, Dan. Aim punch. What the aim punch is like on a Mag 7, on a shotgun. Because obviously we know what it's like with a rifle, really hard to control, but when you're just firing one shot at a time with, say, a Nova or a Mag 7, I do wonder what impact it has in relation, well, what impact aim punch
Not that
has.
much.
I don't remember ever being aim punched while I've had a Mag 7.
Because it doesn't really affect you.
Well, how do we know?
Well, because it doesn't really affect you. I mean, if you get...
Are you guessing
well,
that?
no, if you get shot just before you shoot, then of course. But the thing is that because you're not shooting over a prolonged period of time, you're only bursting, essentially, like shooting like once at a time. Only if the timing is very, very poor, are you really going to be affected by it. If you just get shot just before you shoot it. But that's not normally how it works. Unless you get free fire with a shotgun, anyway.
This requires testing. I want the physical
common
experience.
sense.
No, I mean, there's theory, yeah.
Versus 3, and Mixlot has a great angle. He's going to find a shot to FNX. That is going to turn things a little bit awkwardly here. An awkward turn for Luminosity. The bomb still needs to make its way to B, but there is a rifle on Mixlot. Now, will he try to commit the rifle? Okay, that's even worse for the LG side now. The Mag 7 reigns supreme, James.
For now. Flash is coming in, but Mag 7s almost never get flashed in that situation, I find. You need mollies. You need mollies there. You need to get your George Foreman's out for that full grilling experience. Well, Fallen versus 2. 10 seconds on the clock for him to find 2 plays, and they're both right here in front of the rock. Stanislaw, though. I always think coleslaw when I say Stanislaw, Dan. Either way, he will take the round for OpTic. That could have gone...
not like coleslaw.
That could have gone all over the place. You don't like coleslaw?
No.
What is your gripe with coleslaw?
Don't like it.
Okay.
So that is a really weird way to lose around Luminosity. Kind of after all these explosive rounds, crushing the buys, they faltered to the essentially an eco round to some extent. It's a bit of a quasi buy from OpTic, and actually that happened against Liquid as well. I think Luminosity losing in the more unexpected rounds, and that might be something a little bit systemic. We'll have to see in the future, and a closer look might be required to see. That's what's going on there, but the double AWP will come back into play for OpTic. And previously, Luminosity kind of blew it up with that essentially kind of B flake into A split. That was a beautiful round. But this time they're just going to run up middle into Stanislaw, but surely he's going to get smoked off now.
The Popo are coming down, and they've got a numbers advantage. They've got the batons they're looking to get their beat down on. Looking to file some reports here, meet those statistics for the local borough. Will the Luminosity players allow them to do so, though? They are half on the site, but there are 2 CTs on the site, actually. Mixwell missing the shot. Unlike him, we have not seen many of those. And he will be paying for it with his life. He goes down, as does Burr. CTs are now cleared. I say that, well, Rush is close. He's in CT spawn. He's by the APC, the armored personnel character, for those not familiar. 3 versus 3. Rush just holding an angle. Everything slows down. The T's need to identify where exactly the CTs are playing from. Where are the angles that they need to find? Rush is in trouble now. Can his teammates help him, though?
There's a shot. Nafly able to take down Taco, but Trade comes in. 2 versus 2. Good angle hit to Fallen, but it's expected from Naf. Just playing around the APC. Shame that he can't get in the APC. So he will go on top of it and around it. Inside it, and he will get shots by Daps as Daps pushes forwards now, leaving Colden 1 versus 2, sorry, but he has found himself a plant, and the players are very weak. So Colden doable spot here, and the gun will be tossed aside, and he picks up a new one. Cold, can he pull this off? Oh, there's the peek into Daps. He won't get the frag there. Oh, the damage is severe. Nafly down to 4 points of health, but round 1 for OpTic. Despite it being expensive, 2 ops will be retained, which is a big deal if you consider, like, imagine if Cold picks up 1 more kill. That is $4,750, James, which will not go into the CT side's hands again in the next round. So that's a really big deal for them, considering that they are straining to get the bye. But they have a bye.
Brazil will be, so not Brazil, but the Brazilians. As I don't think the president's involved in this match, but the Brazilians will be looking to stop the momentum of the OpTic side. They are back on the big buy once again. 5 AKs. They will have the fluidity of the automatic rivals as opposed to the more static play with the AWP. versus the two AWPs of the CT side. You can see Mixwell up there towards long, and Luminosity going for a stroll through the garden stand. They've paid their €5. I say euros, but they're North America. They paid their $5 down. They've gone for a walk amongst the grounds. Mixwell always exposed. Fallen is not cheeky enough to go for a peek, though. That would have been the most epic flank. At what point does Mixwell wonder if anybody is creeping through the underpass, perhaps waiting for some nades to come in? Cold Zero will put him out of his misery.
Oh god, this is looking bad, isn't it? Luminosity just completely just taking OpTic off guard. That's I don't even know. That was just ridiculous that they could just walk in like that.
They took a gamble down, did the OpTic side. They put the money on red, but the lesson, as always, is always bet on black. They'll do what they can to save. Perhaps the Portapui will be visited. It will be passed down. Portapui is not required at this time. Although maybe it should have been, because Rush has been taken down from T-spawn. There goes Daps as well. Nafly alone.
This is a very important round for Luminosity to win as well, because this pretty much effectively resets the economy. If they get this going to Naf. Oh, the flick. Yeah, it kind of looked like he was just watching.
Gliding.
He's watching the guy.
Yeah. I mean, you can't really... The problem with hiding in the toilets is it shows them as engaged when you're in there. But I feel like no one ever checks it. So someone should just go in there one day. Just get in the toilet, man. Get in the toilet. So that's a weird thing to say. 7-2, and OpTic are still managed to eke out a buy. Rush back on Mag 7, no Kevlar. Do wonder if he will have any nades flying his way. Obviously, the Molotovs these days are generally a priority over the HEs, although there are 2 HEs in play. Cheeky AWP shot, Nafly will go for. Cold Zero down to 10 HP. Perhaps he was hitting a leg. Rush hit in the face, Dan. He's dead, Dan.
Indeed, and the entry into drop the split onto B. It's all about the coordination, but so far so good here for the Brazilian side. OpTic struggling to post much of a defense in this instance. However, though, the players are low on HP, so Mixwell could get something sneaky done here. That flash is going to hit him in the face, but there is the kill on one of the weak players. 2 left now for Mixwell to find as he tries to use these grenades potentially, but having to swing around, pulling back into the M4. Can't get it done in time. He met the healthy player in Taco. Taco actually only surviving with 5 HP, so Mixwell had a real chance there. That was essentially, despite being 1 versus 3, a very close round. And again, you know, typically we've seen this from Luminosity and OpTic. When Luminosity do go for these B-site takes, usually, almost always, they're winning the round, but it's often very close, actually. So in some instances, you could argue that OpTic have been a little bit unlucky not to pick up one of those rounds, as you know, just as the last one or the previous instances. And now they're full save. It's rare that you actually see a full save, not even a flash or a P250 to be seen. Just give me the monies.
I respect it.
Yeah, it's nice to see.
They're not wasting cash there. I mean, the money, can we have a look at the money quickly? See what the C side is doing. Yeah, the money is out of control already, so there's no point even trying to... Either you're going to win the round at this point, or you're saving all your money. Because Luminosity are rolling in cash. Taco with 16k. Taco with 16k. How much did FNX spend? $500. So Taco couldn't even help if he wanted to with that, because they all survived. So there we go. Money for days. AWP onto Fallen now, so they won't have the 5 AKs anymore. Although the OpTic side will be, better days for them with 2 AWPs. Now they have 0. I love it when we see aggressive AWPing in the drop zone. Fallen, these guys, honestly, they are just playing out of their minds at the moment.
This aggression is so refreshing to see from Luminosity here, because we don't commonly see such savage, brutal, ruthless aggression. On a map like Cobblestone, teams tend to take it so slowly, but the pace of Luminosity is very noteworthy. I mean, I think we started a little bit late. I think we've been going for maybe 15, 20 minutes max. And
I'd be surprised if it was even that long.
I think probably just 15 minutes then, if I'm not mistaken.
10 to 15 minutes then.
And already we're almost at 15 rounds played. That is kind of crazy.
They are bullying their opponents down, and that's the way it should be.
Again, it is quite good. Again, the thing is, like, the only reason why maybe you need to wait is if you're gonna play it. Okay, I don't think I have time to even make a point here, because I think they're just gonna go in.
No edges, Dan. No
straight
edges.
away again. So
no time to breathe.
Maybe at the end of the map we can talk about this pace from Luminosity. Perhaps a defense can be posted or some frags at the very least. Oh yeah, there you go. 2 players on the same angle. It's going to work out here just for a couple kills. Although nice return coming in from Fallen. Orb to Tech 9 combination. And let's see if Nafly can get himself in there. This was Street Fighter, James. OpTic would have like, I don't know, 5 ultra meters to spend.
Are you familiar with Ken Shamrock, Dan?
No.
Ken Shamrock.
As well, a wrestler.
He was a wrestler, yeah, but he used to be in Pancrase in Japan, which is like instead of punching and have open hand palm strikes, which you could still knock somebody out with. He was fought in UFC as well, fought too long and used to gas a lot. But the point is, he had a fighter's den called Lion's Den, right? And when you joined the Lion's Den, the first thing they would do is choke you completely unconscious.
Nice.
That's your initiation basically,
wow.
So you know what it feels like and so on. But it seems like that Luminosity are choking everybody out today. This is full Vale Judo business.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty important part of martial arts, actually understanding what you're doing to somebody, like receiving all that punishment that you're going to dish out is pretty important. I remember being on the end of some of that a long time ago, but we have the double ops again. So, you know, OpTic, their double ops setups have previously been crushed by that B fake into a split, which was really awesome. That's one of my favorite rounds so far that Luminosity have played in T-side so far. And look out, by the way, at how they are slowing the pace down now. And the fact that they played so quickly and now they're slowing it down, it makes it feel like they are completely in control because OpTic don't get a choice. They are in fear of rabid aggression. And then when it doesn't come, they're wondering what the hell's going on. Luminosity are controlling this psychologically just in every single facet, which is really cool to see actually.
OpTic have literally no control of the match at all.
No. And definitely not to say, you know, OpTic's a bad team or anything. It's just this is all about Luminosity right now.
Yeah, they're being dictated to Kim Jong-un style. He decides doesn't like his uncle. His uncle goes down. As does Nafly over towards the plateau. Tons of trades coming in here.
Wow.
But Cold Zero knows all the angles. Goodbye, Mixwell. Sit down, OpTic. 12-2. Luminosity are running over fools.
That's the thing, James. I mean, you set these players up. You set up the pins to Cold Zero to knock them all down. Gets a strike almost. And beautiful stuff. That's one of the reasons why Luminosity is so dangerous. They got the strats, they got the tactics, coordination, team play. All that stuff works out for them. And sometimes you're going to see any one of these players just explode, as we just saw Cold.
Luminosity in full Adebisi mode, Dan. Running the prison.
Running the prison, yeah.
Wait. Okay, it's picture time, Dan. Because Luminosity have 4 AWPs and an auto sniper in the last round of the first half. This is their buy. This is Cobblestone, Dan. This is Cobblestone.
It's a T-side Cobblestone. The T-side Cobblestone buy.
Do you know what? Luminosity are like the big, agile thug. They're like Samoa Joe, just walking around. They're too heavy for you to move, and they're strong, Dan, and they can move when they want to. They'll just come and knock you out for fun, Dan. They'll take your chain and they'll sell it for chump change, just because they can, Dan. Just because they can.
Wow. All right,
they'll take your matchbox, Dan, and they will light all your matches.
They give you the
so you have no more
back.
matches, just because they can. They'll do the magic carpet with the matchbox. I believe that's what it's called. Dan, they're going to win the round with 4 AWPs and an auto sniper. It's Cobblestone, Dan. They are yet to lose a player. It's 5 versus 3. They're moving into drop with 4 AWPs and an auto sniper. There are 2 players left.
This is pretty amazing. Yeah.
Seth Killian wrote a fighting game text called Domination 101. This is Domination 101. You are witnessing
domination. And if you, by the way, if you consider that Luminosity, not only are they now 8-0 in the ECS, right? One of the maps that they won against Liquid, who should be basically in the top 3 or so of the ECS, they won one of the maps 16-1. And then the second map looked almost as dominant. Like if you saw the T side of Luminosity again, their T sides are so sick. And I really feel like it tells you a lot about the way Counter-Strike is going right now as well. Like these highly strategical and tactical teams who can get so many more edges out of the T side due to the fact that the way the grenades work in this game is pretty amazing, and players are getting very used to the mechanics of the game, how to use the grenades to their advantage, how to coordinate proper strategies, understanding rotation on CT sides better. There's just better understanding in that sense. So teams like Luminosity, like Na'Vi, like NIP right now, have these massive T sides, and it is very cool to watch. And the teams that are suffering from lineup instability, I guess Na'Vi to some extent is one of those, but they've actually decided to drop out of some leagues instead of trying to replace Guardian. They're suffering because they're going to lose the edges there a little bit to these teams that work hard in this way. And this is a pistol round. OpTic kind of need this one. They kind of need this one, James. Oh my God. Burry's going to take down 3 players. It doesn't matter if they're jumping, if they're static, if they're crouching, if they're prone, James. He's going to shoot them in the face. If you have a face, it will be shot. It does not matter where you place your face. It is getting shot.
I don't know what to say anymore, Dan. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Luminosity seem to have somewhere that they need to be. Maybe it's Brazil. Maybe they've got a flight to catch, Dan, because they are steaming through OpTic at the moment. We're seeing heads in toilets right now, Dan. We're seeing heads in toilets.
Maybe they need to rush to producer Reese's Eurovision song party, James. I hear he's hosting a party. No, song contest, that's what it's called. I've never seen it, so I wouldn't know. Now,
This is scary. This is scary.
Are you afraid?
This has worldwide implications, Dan. Never mind North America.
What are
these guys are getting wrecked?
Yeah, but hey, you know.
I don't mean these guys in OpTic. I mean like everyone in the country is getting wrecked by Luminosity right now.
It's good.
They've lost one map, Dan, and it's an anomaly. They lost Cobblestone to TSM. What's that? That's madness. That's the last map you're going to lose.
It's Sempis, isn't it? It's a Sempis factor.
It's the last map. You lose Cobble to TSM. That's the only map you dropped so far in the league. That doesn't even count.
Well, looks like the pistols here for OpTic are doing the damage, catching Luminosity well and truly off guard. Oh my goodness. Love that at the end, like it's like when the water hose gets like turned off. You just get like those few spurts at the end.
Death throws
amount to nothing. We like water hoses here. We should get a water hose for the desk, James.
No water. There are too many electronics.
There doesn't have to be water going through it. But let's see if Luminosity can get this retake going. It is very unlikely, more likely that they will decide to save as they are backing away. These close ranges with the Tech 9s are a little bit too scary. So OpTic, they pull out a round, James. They pull out a round. This is ridiculous, though. This is an incredibly fast game, just due to the fact that Luminosity's pace is so incredibly quick. I'm pretty sure, again, we started at 1:15, and that means that just, over 15 minutes, 20 minutes has gone by or so, and the map is almost over, James. There is still the opportunity here for a force buy for Luminosity if they would like to do so. Because the money is so low on players, they might as well go for it. And we'll have to see if OpTic have some good anti-force buy strategies, because OpTic should read that this is going to happen for Luminosity, that Luminosity have nothing to lose at this stage, big buffer rounds. If Luminosity win this round, they basically win this map straight away. So OpTic must be wary of this force buy. And let's see, some of the hard work from OpTic, because they should get to dictate the pace now. Luminosity, they should take a back seat. They should play more reactively. That's how things should work. So let's see if the Scout of Fallen is going to cause them any issue.
Scout of Fallen always causes issues, Dan. Always causes the issues. 3 players over towards A for OpTic. So now it's their turn to try to dictate the pace. You can see the smorgasbord of weaponry. Hardly going to be stellar on the CT side. Fallen looking to use and abuse. Oh, the HE could have done more, but it's significant. Could have put Nafly in a position where he would be completely vulnerable to the. Oh, a second HE came in, I think. Nafly's lost more. Well, let's see. Now he is susceptible. I think if he gets shot, he might get left with 1 HP, actually, by that Scout. Molotov coming in, but that's not going to stop Fallen from going for the peaks. Now starting to back off as he's got 66 HP. Oh, and there we go. Nafly down to 3 HP, in fact. Could have been slightly worse, but the frags are going in favour of the OpTic side. No frags for Luminosity just yet. They could save 3 weapons and go for something in the next round. Fur has not moved from his position towards A, and it seems that Luminosity should back up unless they are feeling extremely confident. They are playing like fanatical bath salts today, then.
Yeah, it's really cool to see, but it's nice also to see that OpTic, once given opportunity, they're able to take something and do something with it. So we'll see whether or not they can actually string some more rounds together off the back of this. Part of the issue for them is that there are still some weapons saved into this next round, but the thing is that in reality, Luminosity shouldn't be buying anything on these 2 players. I mean, there's no real justification to do that. I mean, basically you want to wait around, then buy. Because then everybody can buy, then you can have a proper buy round. A Scout, a CZ, I mean, if they had 3 rifles, it would be a little bit of a different argument, but still, because it's Cobblestone, oh, they're going to do it. Are they going to do it? Are they going to do it? Or is they just evening the money out? No, they're actually going to force again. All right, then. Okay, fair enough. I mean, there are a lot of schools of thought which would say, we just need 2 rounds. Let's just get as many buy rounds as possible, and we will get those 2 rounds at some point. Because OpTic's economy doesn't even really matter at this point. But hey, they're going to go for the force, James. They just want to end this immediately. Maybe they do need to be somewhere.
Double Mag 7 coming out. I mean, Luminosity are our team who can make a lot of buys work. We will see if this is one of them. 4 players over towards the B bomb side. It seems OpTic maybe expecting a stack. Seems to be headed towards A, I want to say. The bomb's being collected, but is not moving much. We will see where it goes. Bomb is dropped again. I am convinced that they will move towards A at some point. In this round specifically. Some fishing going on for the time being. They are up against one of the absolute best teams in the world. So they will have to be careful. Whatever they choose to do will have to work.
One thing that is nice from Luminosity too is that they play online pretty seriously too. There are some top teams that don't have as much oomph online as they do on LAN. And there are reasons behind it, but here comes the push. And there is the first frag. The trades, though, looking good here for Luminosity. My goodness, 3 players dead immediately. However, trades will come back for a 2 versus 2. Taco, though, with the AK that he is, or rather, that's with the AK, is going to be tapping his way to success potentially.
He just hit Daps with a flying Mag 7 shot. Didn't do much damage. That one does, though, straight in the face. Some of those shells at least will land. Taco's picked up an AK as well. So unless Daps hits in the face, we're going to have problems here. He can plant the bomb. I don't know why he's crossed to the fountain there, because he can plant the bomb to the left. It's going to be hard for him to plant it anywhere, but he's made it hard for himself by trying to do that.
Yep.
It's a gamble. Didn't pay off. I don't know why he takes a gamble, though.
I guess, part of the reason, just one of the many reasons, I guess, that force buying can also be good is just like having fun as well at this point, because Luminosity, with so many rounds to spare, and with the players, they have such good individual skill at the same time, that you can get a lot of edges and create lots of weird situations.
I don't know that having fun is a...
Well, they get to play...
an argument, but I mean, they're just better. They're just better than OpTic. Yeah. So they can buy it because they're a stronger team.
And it also means that the pace is not dictated to you as much because you have the force buy. So they're not, OpTic are not forcing them to eco. You get a force buy. You can do stuff with a force buy, James. You're not just sitting there taking the punishment like OpTic were basically in their first half. Almost understandably so. Oh god, the money shot. Straight in the kisser. And that's 4 versus 3 situation. OpTic trying to take control towards the A side of the map, and these trade frags aren't really going too well. Fallen able to get a free one with that Mag 7. And here you go. Quick nades to just take some more space away from the Luminosity side, but they've fallen back in. Fallen gets another frag with the Mag, picks up an AK. And at this point, Luminosity definitely flexing their muscles and making themselves look individually and as a team far superior. There is a serious superiority thing going on here, James.
They've got the biggest gang in the prison yard there. And there it is, 16-4. Could have ended much sooner.
Yep.
Luminosity just wrecking OpTic.